I feel like I keep hearing all of this dialogue and narrative lately on how we're living in a loneliness epidemic and so many people are feeling lonely. So I wanted to make this video discussing some of my opinions and perspective and thoughts on this whole, again, loneliness epidemic that we are constantly hearing about. So this is a common challenge that many of my clients, I'm noticing, are facing. A lot of people are reaching out to me, expressing this sentiment and expressing this challenge, this emotional challenge that they're facing and feeling of isolation and wanting to connect with others but not knowing how. And again, just constantly coming up with this challenge. So I wanted to first explain this quote by one of my favorite spiritual teachers, and that's Dyer. He has this quote that says, "You can never be lonely if you like the person you're alone with," or something along those lines. And I really do feel like that quote is very powerful and really points to the fact that when you really truly know who you are, and again, you do a lot of this spiritual work, a lot of this inner work, and he was a very influential spiritual teacher. So a lot of it, again, comes from the state of our spiritual health. And again, this quote really points to the fact that when we are actually doing our sadhana and doing our spiritual work and in a state of introspection and really getting to know ourselves at a deep soul level, like really truly sitting with ourselves and not distracting ourselves and being with ourselves, and again, just doing a lot of this inner work, we can never truly be lonely. And if there's anything that I can really express with you all, it's that I really don't feel like you can ever truly be lonely. And I say this with a lot of love and a lot of compassion. Of course, I have a lot of empathy for people experiencing loneliness. I get it. You hear a lot of these statistics that, spending a lot of time in solitude is equivalent to like smoking a bunch of cigarettes. And, you hear all these studies about how solitude and excessive feelings of loneliness can really actually impact your physical health. So I get it. I understand that feeling, and I've actually felt that way a lot personally. I don't really feel it anymore though. I definitely feel like I used to, kind of before my awakening, I used to feel quite lonely, and I would feel like I didn't have the community that I wanted, and just the friends and the relationships that I wanted. And I do feel like I have more of a conscious community now with the program that I went through to do all of what I do currently. But I used to actually feel quite lonely. So I get it. I've been in that position. But really what I'm trying to express to you all is that I've also experienced the inner transformation that can occur from, again, doing all of that inner work and realizing that being dependent on others and just this constant, I don't know if codependency is the right word, but just this constant feeling like you always have to be around others, really starts to die down once you, again, really embrace the beauty of this path. Because honestly, some of the biggest breakthroughs that I've had have all been in times of solitude and deep introspection. And I continue to have those moments of feeling like I'm growing the most and I'm really developing myself the greatest when I am essentially alone. And honestly, I really do also feel like unless these people that you are really longing to be around are conscious themselves and are also doing this kind of inner work, I really do feel like they can actually have the opposite effect and be a hindrance to your mental health and really start to drag you down. So it's important to first and foremost understand that, not everyone is really on this path, and there really is beauty in first and foremost finding that kind of conscious community and really staying truthful to this idea and this concept of only surrounding yourself with people who are truly like-minded. So again, I really urge you all to understand this very important concept of really realizing that, again, you can never really be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. And how do you begin to like the person you're alone with? It's, again, by doing a lot of the inner work. I truly spend so much time alone, so much time by myself, probably an unhealthy amount, but it just doesn't affect me like it used to. Because if anything, I've found this time of solitude and introspection as a way for me to deepen my spiritual practice and just overall become so much more reflective. I am able now to have the space and the capacity to really deepen my work and to see more clients and really work one-on-one with people and make these videos and make this content and meditate and just do, again, my sadhana, any kind of spiritual practice that I need. I don't need to be going out and partying or doing all these crazy things to basically boost my ego for a little bit. I really have found, again, this time of deep solitude that I've been in for a few years now, honestly, to be one of the most healing times of my life. So again, I just really wanted to emphasize that you can never truly be lonely. Your Atman can never feel tainted or disturbed in that way. You are whole and pure and perfect as you are. I really do feel that way and believe that for all of you who, again, are maybe feeling lonely. You can never truly be lonely, and you have all the love that you seek. And even despite everything that I just said, if you still kind of feel that way, that's totally fine. I understand. One piece of advice that I would love to give you all is to actually go out and help someone with something. I know it's probably not what you want to hear when you might be feeling super lonely, but there have actually been many studies done showing the effectiveness of reaching out and helping someone with something to kind of help diminish, maybe, at least in that moment. It doesn't, of course, eliminate it completely, but it helps to alleviate that feeling in the moment of loneliness. If you have a pang of intense loneliness, it really will help alleviate it, at least in that moment. So this could be such a small act. You can go help your neighbor out with something. You can just roll in someone's garbage bin. It could literally be anything that takes you just a few seconds to do. And of course, there are bigger scale things that you can help someone with that might take a lot more energy and effort and resources for you to do. So that's the kind of last thing I wanted to leave you all with, is go out and actually help someone with something if you are still really continuing to feel lonely, even despite some of the other kind of words of wisdom, I guess you could call it, that I gave, of just really how you can never really be lonely. If you still continue to feel that way, seriously, go out and help someone, because I swear it works. I know it's not the first thing you want to hear when you are actually feeling lonely, because the first thing you probably are desiring is to actually want to just talk to someone and connect. And this idea of just like helping someone with a task or whatever might not make a lot of sense, but again, there's actual research to support this and to really back this statement up. So go out and just help someone, and I swear it will really pay off, and you won't feel as lonely in the moment. And of course, the more you do it, the more it compounds. So you might actually really begin to feel like the feeling is just completely eliminated. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and yeah, I just felt very compelled to make it. It's something that, especially lately, a lot of people have been emailing me about and reaching out to me about, and just, you know, they just don't know how to really. They want connection, but they feel like they don't know how. They're noticing it's affecting them, and it's affecting their overall spiritual development. But once you really understand everything that I just shared, I think the pieces begin to kind of click, and everything just begins to make a lot more sense. So I hope you really sit with yourself in this introspective way, and of course, let me know if I could be of any assistance and support for you all. That's what I'm here for. So reach out to me if you need anything. Otherwise, I'm sending you all so much love, and we will talk soon. Bye.